Welcome back to Twin Oaks Farm Poultry. Thank you for joining us on YouTube. We appreciate you being here. Today we are just looking at the birds that we've got on the farm currently, and this building right now has just over 500 birds in it. 300 of them are this size, almost a week old, and the other 200, some of them are this size. They're about a month and a half old, or no, not a month and a half. They're about 4.5 weeks old. So all of them, we grow them out to 6 weeks, and then we take them to a USDA inspected processor and have them butchered into whole chickens and cuts of chicken, and we market that locally, direct sales. When we finish these 500 some chickens, that will complete about 950 chickens that we've raised in the first half of 2023. And so looking ahead, we are looking at having some birds in the fall, and we are looking at improving our management practices. We're happy with our management practices, but we always want to do better. We're also looking at an increase in our electricity supply coming up, supposed to go up 28 to 30% coming up within the next month. We're filming this into May 2023. Electric's supposed to go up about 30% in the next month for the next year. It's supposed to stay that way through May of 2024. So we're gonna have some very real conversations about our methods, about our process. Our birds are on a dirt flooring with basically a deep litter method. You can see we do utilize heat lamps. I mean, there's 16 hanging there, and there's about 12 hanging there, and it probably costs, if you have all those running where we're at, rural Southeast Ohio, USA, on the electric supplier that we're on, if we have all of those running, it probably easily adds about $400 every 30-day period to what we pay for electricity. So here at our home and our family, we're going to have some real discussions about how that impacts our process and what we're doing. So we'll be talking that over. One of the options we've discussed is actually going ahead and putting in a concrete floor with radiant heat installed in it. We have a wood burning furnace we can put here at the barn and dedicate to that. So that's an option. It would be a good option in the way of just being able to eliminate the heat lamps altogether, not just for the electric costs, but for just the safety concerns of using heat lamps in a barn and using that many heat lamps at one time. So that's a possibility. If anybody watching has any suggestions for something practical and doable and affordable that can be installed to heat up a barn setting, let us know. We've tried other options, like with space heater, running on different fuel. Of what we've tried, the heat lamps have been the most effective and efficient and most affordable, honestly. But if you're already dealing with maybe $300 or $400 cost on that a month, and that's going to go up 30%, you're looking at $120. Maybe that's going to increase. So we want to get ahead of that if we can, in order to be able to continue doing this. We really like raising the chickens. We get a lot of great feedback from raising them and from the product we produce, but it has to be affordable too. So we'll see where we go. We've been in the barn freshening things up, added feeder trays, filled them up, added them back in. So now we've got the lids on the trays. I don't know if we've seen that with this flock previously. So, they like those. They do get on them, stand on them. We still have to clean them out a lot, but they can eat out of that for a little while. They'll outgrow that probably within another 10 days. They'll get to a point where it's harder for them to get their heads into those holes, and then they get stuck too, trying to get them out. So they'll only be in those about another 10 days, and they'll be in at the most, and then they'll be in big feeders like the bigger birds. Waters, same thing. It's not that they outgrow these, they still like them. In fact, you can see in the big bird pen, we keep some small waters in there for them because they just really like them. But they get to where they drink them down so fast we can't keep up with them. So same thing, within 10 days or so they'll be switched over to the big bird waters. And you can see we've still got all their heat lamps on. It's probably in the 60s right now. It's going to warm up today, but we might be able to turn off about half of these heat lamps over the day because these birds still want to be about 90 degrees ambient temperature down there where they live. So we got to deal with that. But these birds are older, more feathered, can regulate their own warmth a little better than when they were babies. So we can have all of their heat lamps off. And these heat lamps probably won't be back on again while these birds are in production. They've got almost 2 more weeks to go. So other things going on today, we did a short video clip on that might end up uploaded prior to this one on YouTube, where we pulled out some smaller birds and took them to a separate pen so that they don't have to compete as much with the big birds. And then the other thing we got going on is we have there's one of our transport crates. Can't see it real well there, hanging up on the wall. That's what we do with them. But we've got a bunch of transport crates out there that need cleaned up. We had taken birds to the processor, and when we got our poultry back, we also picked up our transport crates and brought them home, and we've let the sun be hitting them and the rain hit them, and we're going to wash them off and sanitize them, and then we'll hang them back up in the barn here because we'll need all of them. We have about 25 crates, and we will need all of them to take this flock to the processor. Numbers on it so far are really good. We started out with 229. We've lost less than 20. And so like, maybe 209, 210 is where we're at. But it also worked out that we had about 12 birds from the previous flock that were small, and with the close processing dates, we wanted to overlap them. So we kept about 12. So the way things are going now, I think we're still going to end up with close to 220 that we actually get to take to the processor this time. So that's good because we started a flock with 229, and if we can get up there 215 or 220, we're going to feel really good about that. So thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Please subscribe to our channel. Like I said, anybody has any suggestions on affordable way to heat up a barn, where some of the finish work that still has to happen in this barn, we've got the wood siding. We're going to put batten strips on the outside of it, so it's going to close some of those seams. We're not going to put batten strips up on the peak. The batten strips are all going to be on the outside, but so we're going to button it up a little more than it is now, but the point was good airflow, good ventilation, so we're not going to seal it totally up. But like I said, that is an option. My husband and sons pour concrete, and they can put the floor in for us, and so that'll help us on that expense. So that's looking like the best option right now. So thanks for joining us. Share any comments or suggestions you have. Please like our videos. Thanks for viewing, and please subscribe to our channel and join us back in the barn again another day. Thanks.